Do you remember the movie The Martian, where Matt Damon grew potatoes in a makeshift greenhouse? He might not have wanted to leave Mars if he had a space grow box there. This prefabricated plastic structure has 4 blocks with UV lighting, plumbing, and powerful air conditioning inside. Sensors are placed all over to monitor the plant's condition. The grow box creates the perfect weather conditions for quick plant growth. Vegetables, fruits, and herbs are planted in wide trays filled with mineralized liquid instead of soil. The creators of this system claim that it produces almost no waste, reduces costs to zero, and increases profits many times over. It's like having space technology on Earth. Big farming businesses are moving away from traditional greenhouses and turning to hydroponic systems. This technology has come a long way, and now we have the hydroponic floating raft. Instead of growing plants in plastic cups, they're germinated in a large pool with a high-tech filtration system. The raft floats on the water with the plant's roots submerged, and this has several advantages over soil. For one, pests can't get to the plants. Plus, there's no need to water them since they're already surrounded by moisture. And the regulated water temperature speeds up the growth and development of the fruit. The manufacturer offers rafts in various sizes and with different numbers of plant spaces. It's time to let your radishes set sail. Cubic farm executives start their product pitch with a warning of an impending global ecological disaster. They say the only solution is to switch from traditional field farming to producing greens in specialized facilities, ranging from large-scale workshops to small home setups. With Cubic Farm's technology, any farmer can build a pavilion on their land that operates 24/7, 365 days a year. This setup can recreate any climate, from tropical to cool and damp like Ireland, eliminating the need for complex logistics chains. Why import bananas from Ecuador when you can replicate the climate of Ecuador, Mexico, or Brazil in a steel box in your backyard? Aqua Group, the leading manufacturer of marine farm equipment, has come up with a new way of farming fish. Instead of using artificial reservoirs, they're raising fish directly in the open sea using rigid cylindrical pens that go hundreds of meters deep. To keep an eye on the fish and prevent any funny business, the pens are equipped with video cameras. The life support systems for the pens are located on floating bases nearby. This method of fish farming is eco-friendly, as long as the fish don't stage a revolt and swim off to restore order in the ocean. Viet Pepper is a young company from Vietnam that was founded in 2012. We don't know whether the founders knew just how popular their ground pepper would be, but what they've accomplished is impressive. Starting with a 20-hectare plantation, they've expanded to 500 hectares. The pepper harvesting process is just like what you might imagine from watching movies set in Vietnam. Women with wicker baskets and straw hats pick the peppers by hand, ensuring careful treatment of each fruit. After being dried in the sun, the peppers are sent to workshops where they're ground and packaged in glass bottles. Hopefully, this way the pepper's original flavor is preserved. Here's another project that aims to localize food production. Currently, it's estimated that each ingredient in our food travels around 3,200 kilometers from where it's collected to our plates. Aquaponic farms can help reduce this distance by growing fish and herbs simultaneously. The water that the fish live in is used to feed the roots of plants like lettuce, dill, and parsley, providing them with all the necessary enzymes to grow quickly. This is an eco-friendly and waste-free production method. Earlier, we discussed fish farms in the open sea. Now let's talk about a similar technology used by the SalMar company, but for breeding expensive and high-quality salmon. Breeding salmon is much more challenging than farming pigs or chickens. SalMar's production areas are located both on the shore and on the water's surface. Salmon hatch from eggs in 60 days, with the first 25 days spent in a hatchery. After hatching, the fries live off the yolk sac for another month. Once they're ready, they're moved to an aquarium where they're kept at a temperature of 14 degrees Celsius with dim lighting. Finally, the salmon are moved to open cages where they'll grow for another year. It takes a lot of patience and care to raise these fish. Forget chicken runs. This coop's the one doing the running. The innovative robot chicken coop from Pasture Bird is a game changer. It's not fixed to the ground, but mounted on wheels instead. The creators even got help from NASA experts to develop this technology aimed at saving the planet. Chickens may be tasty, but they're not the best for the environment. They tend to destroy the topsoil in search of food, turning the ground into a black mush on poultry farm. But with this movable coop, the chickens won't be able to ruin a particular area. The coop moves to give the soil time to regenerate. It's powered by electricity generated from solar panels, and the motors in the wheels can be started remotely with the push of a button. The Sambu Group in Indonesia is a major player in the coconut industry, specializing in growing and processing coconuts for a range of products, including milk, water, powder, cream, and the national sweet candied coconut. Their plantations are vast, requiring a motorcycle or helicopter to traverse. And their shops are equipped with state-of-the-art machinery. Thousands of Indonesians work around the clock to produce coconuts that meet the high-quality standards set by the Sambu Group. The company prides itself on being a leader in the global coconut market and hopes to see more Indonesian coconuts on shelves worldwide. This mobile farm is a game changer in agricultural technology. It fits entirely inside a standard container, making it easy to transport by tractor or ship. About a tenth of the container is used for batteries, while the rest is dedicated to growing beds that are stacked in rows. The farm's powered by solar panels and can withstand harsh climates, even as cold as -40 degrees Celsius. It can grow up to 2,430 lettuce heads at once, with adjustable lighting, temperature, and bed spacing. This means that you can produce up to 300 different types of herbs in one container. Tower farms are like the modern-day hanging gardens, perfect for your home, office, backyard, or even balcony. They take up no more than a square meter of space and don't require any land or soil, so you won't have to deal with dirt or gardening tasks like weeding. All you have to do is plant your seeds in the tower and wait for them to grow. The vertical planting system reduces water consumption by 90% and increases nutrient concentrations by 65%. Each tower can hold up to 32 plants, which should be more than enough for anyone. This family-run business is making a good living by growing pearls. Their farm is located underwater, where mollusks are kept in nets suspended from a cable. Month after month, the mollusks nurture a single pearl. When it's time to harvest, divers go down to the farm and retrieve the right shell from the net. Once on land, the mollusk is carefully opened with tweezers to reveal the shiny pearl. But the work doesn't stop there. Skilled craftspeople then turn the pearls into beautiful beads, earrings, and bracelets to be sold. Is an artificial Christmas tree as good as a real one? Well, that's debatable. While a live tree fills your home with a lovely scent, it also requires cleaning up needles and watering. On the other hand, a plastic tree always looks full and can be easily stored in the garage or attic during the summer. Kudos to the German inventors who've turned Christmas tree farming into a high-tech production line. Acres of young trees are grown and then cut down in December. Each tree is carefully packed into its own box to ensure it reaches the market in one piece, with all of its branches intact. The work is done by humans, not robots, and they look like cheerful elves bringing holiday cheer to the cities. Snails are packed with nutrients like protein, magnesium, calcium, copper, zinc, and iodine. Who knew that raising these cute little creatures could be a profitable business? Since 2011, a snail farm in Poland has been doing just that. It all started with a small room and 2,800 tiny eggs. Now, Firma Mokry Dvor operates out of a huge covered hangar where snails live and grow under artificial light in plastic jars. They even have entertainment areas, like a foil tunnel that serves as their amusement park. The farm also has nurseries where snails raise their young. Unfortunately, they only live for 5 months before they're big enough to be sent to the salad. In 1998, a company called SA Mushrooms started growing mushrooms in Australia. As you can guess from the name, they specialize in mushrooms, but they don't go searching for them in the forest. Instead, they grow them on high racks in a greenhouse. It looks like they're growing millions of mushrooms at once, with perfect caps and stems that are impeccably clean. The farm has a smart irrigation system that keeps the climate constantly humid. I wonder if frogs ever stop by to visit. Well, at least nuts are not grown in hangars in Australia, but in a nut orchard located in New South Wales. Thousands of trees are planted in rows, and when the orchard first started, each tree had to be wrapped with a dense cloth to protect the bark from parasites and help form proper trunks. Now, the strong and slender trees produce macadamia nuts that fall to the ground and ripen on their own. A special machine similar to a vacuum cleaner collects the nuts with long trunks and sends them to be processed. The nuts are washed, dried, and roasted if necessary. Once done, they're ready to be shipped to stores worldwide. The unique taste of mozzarella is unlike any other cheese. The Italian company Torre Lupara shares the secrets to producing what may be the best mozzarella in the world. On their 180-hectare farm, they grow corn, barley, and oats specifically to feed their cattle. The strong and well-fed buffalo produce excellent milk, which is then kneaded and boiled into a thick, snow-white mass. Before the mozzarella is considered finished, it undergoes testing in a laboratory to ensure that all microorganisms are alive and the nutrients are preserved. Once it passes the test, the cheese is sent for packing. It's mixed and torn into round balls that we all know and love. Perfetto. The Balsa tree can rival bamboo in terms of growth rate, reaching heights taller than 5-story buildings in just a few years. However, those who work with balsa wood focus on the width of the tree rather than its height. In just 5 years, the trunk can reach a diameter of 30 centimeters, making it ready for harvesting and processing. Boards made from balsa trees are popular in construction thanks to their impact resistance, moisture resistance, and ability to withstand extreme temperatures. They also provide excellent sound insulation. With all these benefits, it's puzzling why people continue to cut down other types of trees. From a distance, blueberry plantations look similar to grape ones, with their curly vines, neat leaves, and delicate bluish berry clusters. Berry Blue has been growing it since 2017 and seems to be doing well, according to their website. It's impossible to fully mechanize or automate the process, as the berries are easily crushed and must be picked by hand. Tractors are only used to transport the berries from the plantation to the shop. A slow conveyor belt sorts the berries, which are then packed into containers by the company's employees, labeled with barcodes and loaded onto tractors. It's a traditional but effective business. Get ready for a big celebration. In 2025, the square watermelon will turn 50. These unique watermelons first appeared in Japan in 1975, after nearly a decade of experiments by farmers in the small town of Zentsuji. However, the price for a square watermelon starts at $200. Making the traditional round watermelons much more popular. Unlike square watermelons, round ones don't require special care. They grow on their own in open fields. The watermelon harvest is only half automated because machines can damage the delicate rind. Workers use knives and pruners to cut the watermelons and place them on a mobile conveyor belt. Some conveyors even have plastic bowls for each watermelon. Once cut and loaded onto the conveyor, the watermelons are transported to a waiting truck and then off to the market.